Hello, Mark Miles here. I hope you can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you can't. This is the first live stream of many, I hope. So this is AI automations. You're in the wrong place. If you're expecting something else, it's time to leave. But yeah, AI automations. I decided that it'd be quite interesting, quite good for people just to, come along and watch whilst we build automations and try and think of some stuff that's fun, think of stuff that's real world, and try and build some projects kind of like in real time and building them kind of in public. So I figured this would be the first one. I thought it'd be quite fun to see if we can't replicate some social scheduling tools, something like Buffer. Um, Reason for that, the reason that I got thinking about that idea is because, I mean, it's a very common use case. People like to schedule stuff using automation, and creating content and social media is very, very common use for automation. But also I've been, contemplating a number of different SaaS tools, and many of them involve kind of some kind of posting to social media, some kind of scheduling. And I figured, it'd be quite good to kind of work out how to do that. The problem is we need a scheduling tool, and I generally use Buffer with my automations because that allows me to pick specific times in the day where I want to post on social media, and it will go ahead and post the post that I've queued up. So you essentially have a queue. If you're not familiar with Buffer, you have a queue, of content that you want to post onto your social platforms, and you just set times of the day. And when one of those times of the day comes along, you just pick something from the top of the queue. However, for a SaaS product, I can't really expect someone to install a third-party tool like Buffer and have that integrated in. I mean, it could be you could have that as an integrated tool, but then it's just additional cost for them, and also it's additional cost for me at the moment. I use it for stuff. It's not particularly expensive, but the more I got thinking about it, the more I thought actually it probably would be quite easy to create an automation to do social scheduling. So we're going to do this together live. I don't expect to get the full way there to create an entire buffer. But if I could create something where I have a database where it automatically works out when the next post should be scheduled, and when that time comes, it ends up posting that. And then longer term, and maybe in another live stream, could probably maybe look at creating a front end for that as well. So a website where you can kind of go and view all of your upcoming social media posts and edit them or delete them. We'll be able to do this anyway. And my plan is to use Airtable and make.com. So we'll be able to view and edit in Make, but for a SaaS tool, that's not what you want. But at the moment, it's like it would be a database to do that. So let me just share my screen here a second. I've not used this streaming platform before, which is StreamYard. I'm more familiar with Restream, but I thought I'd give StreamYard a go. So if I have any technical issues, that's why. Okay, just a quick mention here that I have a school community. The URL is down there on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, where we create a load of different blueprints. Any automations that we create are available to download in the blueprint library. We've also got a number of other things that are available within the community. It's brand new. I've only just launched it. Had our first sign up today. But the sooner that you sign up, the cheaper it will be. So there's going to be more and more blueprints added to that library, and it's going to be more and more value. It's just going to get bigger and better as time goes on. So you get in early now, you can get that at a cheap price, and that's your price for life. So just to give you an idea about Buffer then. So I have an automation here. In fact, let me just load up. Where has that gone? So I have a website that I do my testing on for a lot of stuff. So I have this Crypto Eagle News website, which is basically a crypto website. And essentially it goes and scours the web for new news and puts it into draft here. So these are automatically being created in draft and ready for me to approve, added into categories and things like that. So this, let me just go and take a look at this one here. So we can see this post here. It automatically gets added to its own categories, ultimately adds in the price of a crypto if it's mentioned in the article. But no, this is an article that is ready to go. So what happens right now for me is that I will go ahead when I'm happy with that, and I will go ahead and publish that article. When I publish that article, it gets added to my social media approval sheet. So give it a second. Here you go. So here's the article URL. Here's the title, and now my social media agents are going off and creating LinkedIn posts, X posts, Facebook posts, Instagram posts. So whilst it's doing that, essentially what I'll do then is once I'm happy with the posts that have been created, I can go and mark it as approved, and then it gets sent to Buffer. And here's some articles that are in Buffer. Here's all the platforms that I use: LinkedIn, Facebook, X. So I'll take a look at that one. So here's some of the social media, some of the articles that have been published. All of these images are created by Midjourney as well on the fly. So they're created automatically, ready for me to approve in a draft as well. So these are also posted via Buffer. And so the Buffer blueprint or automation or scenario, whatever you want to call it, kind of looks like this. And essentially I do some stuff that I have like an internal database which tracks which article that I'm looking for Essentially helps me just like look things up because I'm looking in that sheet for anything that's approved. And then I have used Buffer to then go and post to LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Instagram. So I kind of want to be able to like replace this with my own scheduling in here, I guess, ultimately. So going back to that sheet, you can see these are all the posts that have been scheduled. So I can go ahead and edit them and check them. So this is the LinkedIn post. This is the Instagram post. Twitter is a bit shorter, obviously. And then I've got a Facebook post as well. So once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click approved. And when that's approved, I'll get a little notification here to say that has been posted to Buffer. So it'll just say the time and the date. There you go. So I'll go over into Buffer now. Take a look in here and scroll down. You can see that that's on LinkedIn. This has now been posted and it's ready to go. So I'm showing you that because this is kind of the what I want to replicate. So here I've got a whole bunch of times in here where I can schedule a post. I think for ease and for something that's probably just fine for what my needs are, I just want to say publish every 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. And I probably don't even need to specify that. I can just put that into the make automation for now. Just hard code in, don't post more frequently than every 20 minutes. The reason you don't want to post all in one go, like if I had 10 posts to approve in here and I would just click to approve on all of them, that you'd spam the social media accounts and you'd get some kind of warning, or you could potentially get banned because it's obviously bot behavior. You can't post 10 posts all in one go at the same time. So you need to go through a tool like Buffer or some other scheduling tool so that they're spaced out. And these will get, so that one that we've posted today won't get posted till 6:30 p.m. and it's 3:10 like UK time now. So I'm just going to close that up here. Let's close up the school too. And okay, let's close up this. Essentially as well, this my Airtable database is going to kind of largely replicate this, except I will have in here dates and times that I want the posts to be published. I think that's probably going to be the best way of doing it. I haven't given it a huge amount of detailed thought. It makes sense, I think, to have all of this information and then a time and date I want to post, and then our secondary automation will come along and check every, I don't know, could be every minute, every 5 minutes, that has the time passed from which a post should be scheduled published, and if so, go ahead and publish it. I guess we should probably longer term put in a little bit of checks in there to make sure we're only posting one at a time, because maybe if the automation doesn't work or gets broken and it's off for, I don't know, a few hours or a day, if I then turn it on, a lot of those dates are going to be in the past and it's going to send them all straight to social media. But we won't worry about that. There's some little nuances there I need to figure out. But right now, let's just see if we can kind of get posts like scheduled kind of every 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to start by creating a new Airtable. Going to build it from scratch. I just want to check. I'll check the audio is definitely working on here. Looks like it's great. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's make this. I'll leave that as name. We'll go in here and we'll create a date time field, I think. So let's edit this one. Make it date time. And then we're going to call this post date. Let's make it something that's easy to read. Okay, save that. And we'll just do one social platform right now. So let's call this LinkedIn. We want this to be a long text. I'll probably enable rich text as well, because if we want to have like emojis and things like that, like I've got here, we're going to want that to be rich text. Okay, that's good. This status could be the approval status and a posted date. I think we could probably have that in there as well. Okay, so let's go edit this field. Let's add approved. Not approved. Let's get rid of these ones. Okay, save that. Okay, so that's working. And then probably longer term, we're going to want another table in which we have all of the posted social posts. They're kind of redundant once they've been posted, but I guess it's good to keep them for a little while. Or we could just delete them from here once they've been posted. That might be just what we need to do. Or they get, we have an automation that comes along every week and just tidies up any that are lingering around. So I guess we can keep them for a little while. For now, let's just have a posted date and we'll delete them manually. But I think it'll be very easy to create an automation. It just deletes the row once we've used it. So let's call this post date. I'll post this for post time. Then we'll have date time here as well. Include time. Did we include time on this one? Because we're going to need that. There you go. Okay, so in here, let's call this LinkedIn post 1. And this is the time that we want it to be post. So let's do it at some point in the future. For now, let's do it. Actually, just make it plenty of time in the future. This will be fine. Tomorrow at 3:15 is good. And let's make it so that we get posted every 15 minutes. So if we have like a second LinkedIn post, so these posts are going to get added to the database very much like I do for these, like we demonstrated at the start of the video in this. So as soon as I click publish in WordPress, they're going to get added to Airtable instead of a spreadsheet. So we'll go ahead and LinkedIn post 2, and this 3:30, 3:45. LinkedIn post 3. Okay. So I think the first thing we want to do is just be able to create an automation which takes a look at those automations. In fact, let's put them in a different order so that we can make sure that we've sorted them. We want to be able to sort these into order. I guess we want to be able to sort them into order and work out what the latest scheduled post will be, so that we can work out, okay, well, we want to post this at in this example, we want it to be posted on the 27th at 4 o'clock. So we want to find the latest time. So we want to kind of sort that into a different order. Let's call this social posts. And ultimately, a bit like Buffer, probably we're going to want a different table for each platform. So LinkedIn, X, so that they can be scheduled at different times potentially, but we could have it just as one, so they'll get scheduled at the same time. Maybe it's quite nice to have them arriving at different times, slightly on different platforms. But let's leave it at that for now. So let's create an automation here, which is a table, search records. Let's create a new one. So it's going to be buffer buffer automation. Let's try that. Okay, and I'm going to select, I think we've called it untitled at the moment. Let's call this as well. Buffer automation. Hopefully it's fine. Okay, let's try it. Let's do that again. Okay. Buffer automation. You can hear my kids screaming in the background. It's because I've got friends. They're not dying or anything. So if you can hear that, hopefully I've got some. Let me see if I've got cancelling on. Noise cancelling. Yeah. So there is a bit of noise cancelling. Hopefully you can't hear too much. Okay. Basis buffer automation. Table social posts. Okay, what do we want here? We want post time, maybe status. Don't really post date. Not that. Let's just try that for now. We want to return as many as we can, as many as there are, because we want to. We're going to sort them into order. We want to make sure that we've got the latest one. So let's just try that first. See if it pulls back those three. So here you go. We've got a bundle with, or 3 bundles with each of those in there. Maybe just so it's easier to look at. Maybe I will add in what's in the LinkedIn post as well. Okay, so you can see that's post 2, post 3, post 1. Actually, do we want post date, not post time, don't we? Whoops, I called them a bit of a similar name there. Okay, so the post time here is 3:45, 3:30, 3:15. So it's kind of done it in reverse order by default. So we want to sort that into, I guess it doesn't matter which way around, but it makes more sense to have it sorted. Post date. I think it's probably ascending. Let's try again. So there you go. We've got 3:15, 3:30, 3:45. So now we probably want to get these into an array so we can so we can play with them and work out when the last date is. So let's get this into an array so we can use an array aggregator. Okay, select all of those, that's fine. Run that through. Let's make this a bit bigger so you can see it. We've got more to play with then. And let's see if we can't set a variable. Let's just check that worked okay. So we've got an array now. Perfect. And here we want to be, we're going to say what's the latest post time. I think we just want to get let's have a look. So we want to get the post date. And we want to get the latest one. So we want to say essentially what are the total number of bundles. So we want to get array in position 3. Does an array start at 0 or does it start at 1? Find out. So got the last one at 3:15. And I think the last one was actually 3:45. It's interesting. So 3:15, 3:45. Here we've got 3:15. Why is that? Oh, I need to be passing in the array here. So the array is this entire array. And then try again. There you go. So the last date is 3:45, which is the correct time. Okay, so now we've got the latest post date. I guess we want to go ahead and, well, the reason that we're doing this is that we've got a new post to adding to the table. So if we want to do that, we're going to want to create a new row. So create a record. Base is not that. Buffer automation. Our base is buffer automation, hopefully. And then social posts. Okay, and we're going to add so the post is going to be in LinkedIn. So let's just add, just to make it easy for us. This is just going to be simulating new text. So LinkedIn post, and then we'll say we'll use this. Let's add two numbers together, I think. And then we'll do this +1. +1. So that should make it, the database will end up saying LinkedIn post 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just so we've got something different each time. It makes it easier for us to track. So that should do that. And the status, we don't worry about at this point. And the post time we do worry about. So this is where we're going to do another sum. And this one will be add minutes. No, date time, sorry. Add minutes. So we take the latest date time, which is this, and then add on 15 minutes, essentially. So we'll do that. And that should hopefully, if it's working out how we want, in the database, we should see a post coming in on the 27th of September 2024 at 4 p.m. And it should say LinkedIn post 4 there. So let's run that through and see if that's worked. Into our database. Oh, and there I have with the wrong. I need to rename those, don't I? Let's put this as published time. We'll make this one post date, or let's call it scheduled date time. Oh, too many things open. Let's try again with this. So if I refresh this table, take this out of here and put it into the scheduled date time, which it should be. Run that through again. We should have another one added. It will be 4 p.m. Probably. Did that work? No. Messed this up now, haven't we? Publish date does not exist anymore. So we'll call it published scheduled date time. Let's try again. Okay, let's get to buffer. Messing it up here, aren't I? Let's delete these ones out anyway. Okay. Let's try. Maybe it's because we had an empty one in there. Oh dear, had it working in the wrong field. Let's see, scheduled date time. Oh, it's because this is post date again, isn't it? So this should be. Need to refresh this one, don't we, as well? Don't ever. I think the motto here is here: don't edit the column names in Airtable once you started, because now I've got in here. Oh, it's no latest post time. That should be right. Oh, this has not clearly not worked. Is that why? What's this post date here? Ah, that's why, because in here, because there you go. So this is scheduled date and time. So in here, let's run that through. And in here now, we should be able to see. Got scheduled date time there. We've got post date there. Probably need to. Okay, look, that's why. So let's refresh. This is all because I changed the field names to make it easier for us. I think I might just put another. All right, aggregator in here. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, of course. Now this isn't working either. So we want the array. And then we want. Gosh. Okay. The array. A length there. And here. don't know why it's still says post date on here. Don't need all this, do we? Let's turn this off. Let's go. I think we had it all working just a moment ago. Yeah, makes sense. We've got some empty ones there. That's probably why. So let's just kill these empty ones. Need to put some safety net in eventually for that, but let's kill those. Okay. Okay, so now these are, I think this might mean that we're working now. So add minutes, schedule date time. That's better. In here, I mean, we can use this, I guess. Doesn't really matter. They both give the same thing. Okay, let's kill this one. Okay, I think that's worked. Okay, that took a while. So LinkedIn post 4, scheduled for 4 o'clock. So every time we run this now, it should post every 15 minutes. We've got another one here on the same date, 4:15, LinkedIn post 5. So, okay, so now we've got that built in, that functionality. So eventually what would happen is we would have the post published. So we would watch, oops, stop clicking between these. So essentially we'd use WordPress, yeah, and then watch posts. And then when the post was published, we would then run through this automation here and add in all of the social media, like I showed at the start of the video, for each, for those articles basically. So if I go back to here, let me show you another. Create social posts. So we got here, this is actually using a webhook to watch because I've got a plugin. I had difficulties with the watch posts module for WordPress. So I ended up using a plugin in WordPress, which sends a notification to a webhook. Basically, it goes and gets that published blog, cleans out all of the HTML, and then creates the LinkedIn posts based on the input, or based on what that blog is about, basically. So it creates social posts for that blog. So essentially, this is what we do, the same here. So as soon as it gets published, we'd go into our new automation here, and we would, well, there's some missing points here, which is go ahead and create the LinkedIn post. We could actually just set this up, actually. We do that. I don't think the watch posts will work. No. I think this is simulating it enough for now. This is simulating a new post getting added. We just haven't gone through like ChatGPT to create that, but that's fine. At this stage, I think. Now, I guess we just want to watch before when this gets updated to approved or not approved. So let's go ahead and save that. Just go into here, and then we'll go ahead and create a new scenario here. So this one's going to be called Watch for Social Posts. I can find it easily when I look for it later. Okay, so in here, we're going to go to Airtable. We're going to watch records. Hopefully we've got the right one here. We haven't got this one. Buffer. Social posts. Essentially, again, we want to return as many as we need to. Thinking here, what we're going to want this isn't actually a watch. I don't think this is a search because we're going to run this like every 15 minutes. So we want to go and search for approved posts essentially. So let's go Airtable. Let's go search records. Again. Nope, not that one. This one. Buffer. Social posts. I think we want to do. If we need this, but let's put it in anyway. Let's sort them again. Schedule date time. Sending. Let's put all the fields. Okay. Let's not. Let's do that. And here we need to find. So we're just going to here, and we need to use something so that we can go ahead and find any that have approved in that field. So I think we can use search for that. So we can here put search, open brackets. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Here, search for approved. What's that name for field? In here, status. So curly brackets, status. Again, we want to return as many as there is. Okay. Let's see if that does. So none of them are approved. We don't know this is definitely working right now because it's just returned nothing. There's 0 bundles that have been approved. So if we go ahead and approve one of these posts, approved. There you go. So now we have one of the approved posts is kind of set up there and ready to go. So that's working. So we can have this running every 5 minutes, 1 minute, depending on how many operations I want to use on this. Check if the post is due to be ready, and if it is, then we can go ahead and post it on LinkedIn. This is where we could check actually, make sure that we only do one. So we can do LinkedIn here, and then we can do create a user text post. And here the content will be this. feed. Okay. Thinking about it, we can say let's just return 1 here. So if we're sorting it into ascending, which one what did we get here? Let's test it with 2 actually. So we want, so it's 315 and 345. So ideally we want the 315 one. Then if we're running it every 15 minutes, it'll definitely guarantee we're only going to get 1 post. We won't have a splurge of like loads of them getting posted. Okay, let's run this. So we've got the 315, which is the one that we wanted. We took this off or made this more 10. So we've got to. Oh, I think I've actually just gone ahead and posted that to LinkedIn. We probably want to go in and delete that, don't I? Didn't think about it being actually live. There you go. Well, I guess we can see it worked, right? Let's go ahead into this post and delete that. Delete. Okay. So let's just make, instead of posting that, we know that works. Let's just do a set variable at the end. Linked in posted. We want that. So if we run that through now, we've got 2 in there because we actually set this to 10. So we've got both of the ones back, 2 bundles. If we set this to 1, hopefully. There you go. So it's set to LinkedIn post 1. That variable. Why did you get linked up again, huh? Let's take you away. It's okay, it didn't get posted. LinkedIn's got quite aggressive. You can't post the same thing in quick succession. So let me just check that's actually true. Oh, so we've got 2 in there now. So it looks like we're posting randomly. But it won't. It tried to post the same thing twice, basically. Then it tried to post LinkedIn post 1, and there is some protection against that, making sure you don't post too many times. It did 1 and 2. Anyway, that's that. So just to summarize then where we're at the moment, and then think about what the next step is. So we are managing to go in and add a new social media post and spacing it every 15 minutes apart in the database. So now I can manually go into the database, much like I do for the spreadsheet. When I go ahead and approve an article, I can now go and approve it in Airtable instead, and that will give me the same result. I've got that protection about only 1 being posted every 15 minutes because this one watches Airtable for anything that's approved, and it sorts it into ascending order. So it'll always give me the oldest one to post first, but because I've only set the limit to 1, it'll go ahead and just post that one. So even if I've got a bunch queued up that have been left behind, it'll only do 1 at a time. It'll churn through those every 15 minutes. So I guess now we want to set this to give it a publish time, or maybe we just set this to published. Once it's been published, that would probably be quite nice, actually. Let's do that. So let's make this published. I guess we can still set the date time, but this will give us, let's make it green if we can. Green for published. Okay. So at the end here, we're going to want to update the data records. We've got the record ID here. Let's have a look. So that's the record ID there. So we can go ahead and update that, and we want to update the scheduled. No, we don't. We want to update the publish time to like now. So we set that to now. And the status will that be published. So that should work, even though we've got a drop down there. Let's run that through. See what happens. Okay, there you go. It all works nicely. So this got posted at the 26th of September at 3:50, and the status is now published. So now, when we run that through again, we should find that it moves on to the next one and publishes that one. So have a look here. There you go. It got published again at 3:50. Okay, so now if we run it through again, it'll find none that have been approved, and therefore it won't. It was empty. Yeah, so we could put in. Let's put in a little filter here that says approved posts. Oop. And then we say total number of bundles is greater than 0, I guess. Greater than 0. Okay, so this will only run if the posts, if the number of, if we actually find something. So in theory, this shouldn't run now. It doesn't run, it hasn't gone through. But if we go ahead and approve another one here, whoop, not approved. Let's make it approved. Run through this automation. Should get passed now. It has. We published it. Okay, so got that. It's working there. So really, I think I can actually just hook this up to WordPress now. So let's change the webhook that a published post gets sent to in our. Let's actually do. Okay, check to myself here. Sorry. Let's go webhook. Custom webhook. So really, yeah, here we want to. This is fine. Let's just get the webhook set up first. Make sure that's working. So this is buffer. What did we call this before? Buffer. Automation. All right, let's do it. Let's call it WordPress post Published. Save. So I'm going to copy this address here. And I'm going to go into my, like I say, generally you just want to use the watch post module. I've had issues with that. So if I go into, got this plugin for, here it is, Automator, dashboard. Recipes. Huh. Can't remember which one's this one's sending it to. This is the proper one. I'm just going to publish that one at the moment. How do I actually make that unpublished? Oh, I think I have to go into it. If I remember. Okay, let's make that not live. This was for another something I was trying, I think, a little while ago, so I can't actually remember. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a new recipe. Everyone. So this is called Uncanny Automator here. So I can go to WordPress. I can go when a post is published, post, save, and then the action I want is to send it to make via a webhook, which is here. And then I want to send over, essentially, send over the post ID. Post ID. I think I can send over the URL as well. I don't even know if I want the post ID. Let's get a few things over there that we might want. Doesn't really matter. The site URL, post URL. I think we can go with that for now. Okay, so if I go into all posts here, I think I've got some that are ready to be published. So this one here, let's have a look, check it's okay. Looks good to me. So let's go ahead and publish that. Go over to our make scenario. I'm going to go ahead and run this. Okay. I don't think I turned on that. You have to go actively turn on the automation here. So it's in draft at the moment. Let's give this a name. Buffer post published. And then turn it on over here. Okay. Now we should be good. Right, let's try again. Let's publish another one. I'm going to run out of posts here. Not careful. We'll get a few more in. I'll have to make some up otherwise. Let's check this one's okay. Looks good. So let's go ahead and publish this then. Hopefully our scenario There you go. So we've got the post ID and the URL there. Now we just need to replicate some of this functionality in here. I wonder if we can just... Let's just, yeah. Let's just quickly go and add these in then. So go ahead and grab that file. So get a file. The URL is here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to strip out the HTML. So I won't go into too much detail, but there's a couple of steps that I do for this. So it's match pattern. And then we'll do another one, which is match pattern again. Let me just steal the from here. So essentially, this is a regular expression. Again, I won't go into detail, but essentially, this is just saying get rid of all the stuff that's above the header and below the head and below the footer. I don't want that, all that nonsense and all that junk. And that's the data there. And then this one, I use to strip the HTML. So, oh, did I just put that into the wrong one? I did. Let's do that first. And this one, I do. How is it? This is just HTML to text. That'll do. We'll just use the HTML to text module. Let's use the function. I prefer the function. Let's set variable and then stripped HTML. And then we use the function which is here, strip HTML. We're going to use that. Let's come out of the parser. So essentially what we're doing here, sorry, we should summarize that. When an article gets published in WordPress, go and grab that file. We're going to strip out all the HTML so it looks nice. And then we're going to send it through ChatGPT. We're going to send ChatGPT that article. We're going to create LinkedIn post based on that article. So we'll ask ChatGPT to create that. So let's go ahead. Sorry, and then we're going to post it to our database, and then our other database, when it's watching it, we'll go ahead and post that to post it to LinkedIn. What we're going to do is we'll go to create a chat completion. Oh no, let's do messaging assistant. I do have a crypto let's go in here. So message. Oh, hang on, I've done it again. Try again. Messaging assistant. And I've got like a pre-trained assistant for all of these different social platforms. So we're going to use the LinkedIn one here. You can go and grab them all in, if you sign up to my school community, the URL's in the bottom hand, the left hand side there. So it's school, SKOOL /AI -automations. All of the blueprints for these, and I'll upload this blueprint after the stream. You can go in and you can go and download all of the blueprints that we've got in the community, and also all of the text for these assistants. So all of the prompting and how I've trained these assistants are also available within the school community. So we're going to say user. Let's just, I can actually just say create a linked in post for the following article. And all of the prompting instructions are in the social media assistant here. They're already, so I don't have to provide it any more detail than that. It will follow the instructions that I've already provided. And we're going to give it the stripped HTML. And we should be good. And then this is what we want to add to. Let's just run this through now to make sure this is just working as we'd hope. I might have to set this as a, don't really want to have to do this every time, but I'll put a dummy post in there in a sec. So one last draft post here. Let's go and preview that one. So that one looks good. Okay, sorry. Let's go ahead and publish that then. Close up some of these tabs because it's getting kind of crazy. Close up this one. Leave that one open. Let's close up LinkedIn. Got two of those open. I can close that one. Okay, so in here, we've grabbed it. We've got the HTML of the article. We've stripped the HTML out here. So now we've got, here's the title of the article and here's the content of the article. And we sent that to ChatGPT and asked them to create a post. So 409 million stolen in Q3, blah, 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 blah. So we don't have to like go and publish every time. I'm just going to set a variable here. And what was the, oh, we can do that, I think. Let's grab this URL. Set variable. That's the URL. Got a URL. And here we can just specify. Let's run this through. Specify. Why is it not giving me an option? Don't you love it when Make does this kind of stuff? It's because it proves it. You know what? I'm just going to put, I could just actually do that instead of setting the variable here. Probably easier. Okay, so that's going to work. So we're just going to create a social media post each time for that same article there. It'll be different each time. The ChatGPT does that. And then let's delete this. We'll go and add this to here. Let's tidy this up a little bit. Okay. What happens to our other text parser here? No, here it is. Okay, so in theory, now when we go ahead and create a record, the LinkedIn post isn't just our dummy data there. We're going to go in and add in what we get from ChatGPT. So the result. Click OK. Okay, let's go into our Airtable, see how that's looking at the moment. Okay, So we're expecting next to have a post scheduled for tomorrow at 4:30. And the post should then contain the output from ChatGPT. So let's try that. Let's have a look. And of course, we have an issue. No, it ain't. There it is. There's the post. All looking lovely. So this is still amazes me how good these posts are. ChatGPT. Look at that. Call to action at the bottom. Hashtags. Nice. So yeah, as I say, you can go and grab this in the school community, like my agents that go ahead and write these posts. Need to go and update them because I've updated them recently, so I'll go up and update the newest ones. But that's great. So now, in theory, we can go ahead and publish that on LinkedIn. So what we don't have, which we have on the social media sheet, is that actually what happens next is it goes to the next automation, which then publishes them. So here we're searching for them. Let's find a post. Okay, so in here, really, we just want to go ahead and post that to LinkedIn, don't we? And we'll put in the URL. Oh, that's the other thing we need in here then, don't we? We need the URL of the article, which is what I have in this spreadsheet. You can see these posts that I've approved whilst we've been recording have now gone into the spreadsheet, and they now are ready to approve that we've created. So I can go ahead and approve these. And they will go through. Lovely. Done, and done. They've all gone to been sent to buffer now. So I need to have the URL. So basically, so when you post it to buffer, it will then go and post the URL as well. So if I go back to make, this just creates the posts. But when I have this one, which is published to social media, so in LinkedIn, for example, I have the post itself, and then this GUID is basically the URL. So read more, and this provides the URL. So I need to provide the URL of the article. So I can do that by just adding that article URL to the Airtable. So let's go URL, and we'll call this single line of text. Should be okay. I'm not sure how long. Let's go single line of text. Move that along to here, and then the URL. We're going to grab it off. Yeah, just for these testing purposes. So now in here, I can go ahead and say, I've got URL there perfectly. So in here, this is essentially where we'd send it to LinkedIn. Do I want to go ahead and do that? I can probably go ahead and do that. I can post one to LinkedIn. Let's just test it out in here first. So I've got the LinkedIn post, and then just say read more URL. Okay, so if I go back into buffer here, I will mark this as approved. This automation will be running all the time. The social media post would essentially look like this. There you go. So we've got our social media posts that we've got created, and then we've got read more. So that's beautiful. That's exactly what we want sent to LinkedIn. So let's stick LinkedIn back in there. I think we can cut this one out. Actually, we could just say, let's just cut it out. LinkedIn, read more, URL, done. Delete that. No, don't need it anymore. Once it's posted, we then go and update the Airtable to say it's been approved. So let's go ahead and unpublish that again. Unless we just go and create a new post in there. Let's go end to end then. Let's go and put this one back in here as approved. So yeah, that's the other thing. I guess we need to check on the date, but also that it's not published, because at the moment we're just checking on the time. That's okay. We can also check on the status. Ultimately, we're going to delete these, so I think it'll probably be the cleanest. So we can delete these now as if they're published. But also when we've done here, do we want to delete them? Because we want to say that show that it's posted, don't we, for a little while. Okay, just trying to make it a little bit easier for myself. Okay, so in here, we want to say sort, and we can say and. What does it just wonder? Is it null? It turns up as. Search these records. So I'm just trying to check here. Is that what does the value? Is it just blank? Is it null? If it hasn't got anything in the published. So this one's not published. Status does not show up in here if it's blank. So in here we can say, I don't really know what we want to say here. Status. Oh, this is the sort, sorry. Here we only really want to see, how did we do that? In here. Yeah, status shows empty now here. Can't answers on a postcard. Don't really, it's not sort. I think it's probably this filter again. Let's take a look. Table options. Wow, we've got 14 people on the stream. That's really good, considering the first time that we've done this. So I hope this is interesting. It's been steadily increasing as time's gone on, so that's good. We're up to 14 now. So if you just arrived, we're quite close to having some sort of implementation here. I mean, I'm just trying to put one of the nuances here. It's kind of working, I think. We just need to run it through to check. But I just want to make sure here that I'll tell you what, I will do this. I'll come back and do this another time, but I think we're kind of mostly there. So let's cancel that. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate a post being published, unless we've got another one that we can use in here. So look. So this is my crypto website. There you go. So let's have a look. Another post. See, it's constantly getting me new posts. Oh, it might be brand new because it hasn't got an image yet. Or if it mentions anything to do with the upcoming election, then it will. ChatGPT will not send that. I will not create any images around the election. So sometimes the image doesn't get put in, which there isn't an image in here. So there's probably a reason for that, which we won't go into now, but we won't post that one. We'll just go through the simulation again. So this simulates a post being published in WordPress, which we were previously doing with the webhook. You can go back and look earlier in the video if you haven't seen that. Essentially, this is simulating the post being published. We go and strip out all of the HTML. We send the post to ChatGPT to write us a LinkedIn post. We then search Airtable to find, well, when's the next time we can post? We want to post every 15 minutes, a bit like Buffer does. You know, you're basically adding a new social media post to the queue. And so we're going to find out what the latest date is, add 15 minutes to that and post that, and basically create that record in here, which is the adding 15 minutes to the latest post. And we're going to add in the results of what ChatGPT has created there, which is a social media post for the article that we've created. And then we have a second automation that sits there and watches, and that, when we've turned it on, would run every 15 minutes to check, is there a social media post in the past? At the moment, actually, it's just not even checking the date. It's just saying, find me something that's approved. So that's something else that I need to kind of implement. Make sure that this is in the future, sorry, in the past, not in the future, because it's set for tomorrow. So in theory, these shouldn't get published. Let's change this, delete this as well, the purposes of the demo. So the next automation will run, it'll search the records for any approved posts. If it finds one, and there's a limit to one, because we don't want to ever want to post too many at a time. If it is, then it'll go and post that LinkedIn article with a link to the URL into LinkedIn. Actually, what we'd need to create here is, this is the other thing that I do in here, here is that we've got the article. Oops, sorry. We've got the image URL that's been created in the post. So what I can do actually is here. Let's do it. So we just go in. Can I get the URL from, because there's some stuff that I do. Let's see if we can. I'll make do without an image. We're getting close to the end here, so maybe I'll do it without an image. Let's see if I can get it quickly. then I will do that because I've got the post URL here, or the post ID, should I say? Do I have the post ID? He says. I have the post ID in this one, don't I think. Oh, it gets sent in the webhook. Yeah, it would be in there. It'd be in the webhook. I'd probably need to set the post ID here. So basically, what I do with the other automations I've already created set up is I've got this database, which is just a database within Make, which stores some of this transitory data. So it stores the image URL in the database, so I can go and grab it. It's just It's just a media item that's been uploaded to WordPress. But it's something that I can go ahead and add to the sheet as well. So let's set another variable, which will be the post ID. And we set that, then what are we going to do? Yeah, we'd add, basically it's the same here. I've added this post ID to the spreadsheet here. So we need to add that into here. So let's go post ID. And it's going to be a number. What integer in here? One second, I've just got I'll be back in just a moment. I've got a child just coming in. 1 second. One of my children have just walked in. Okay, they've gone. So, right, let me go ahead. Where was I? Yeah, so in Airtable, I'm going to create a post ID field here, and that will get added. When we create a record here, we want to add in this post ID. So post ID. I'm just going to set it here, but it comes via the webhook, which I can't remember what the post ID was. Let me see if I can work it out in WordPress. Tell you what, we're running out of time. Let's not do that. Yeah, essentially, I just need to create the post ID, and the image will get uploaded. I have to do that, I think, another time. So yeah, getting close to the end here. So what we'll do, we'll post it without an image at the moment, but that's all possible, something that I've implemented before in previous automations. We just moved away here from Airtable somewhat. So obviously I need to do it for every social media platform, not just LinkedIn. But that's a few steps away, really. We've kind of proved the concept and proved that we've kind of got it working. So yeah, so this will go ahead and create the post into Airtable, which we've got here. We've got one already. We go ahead and kind of mark this one as approved. We can then have the second automation, which searches that. If it finds an approved one, it'll go and post it to LinkedIn with the URL of the article, which I think it has got. Yep. And then it'll update the Airtable to say that that is published with the time right now, and set the status to published. And we should have a post on LinkedIn. So let's just go ahead and let's do an end-to-end. Like I say, let's get rid of this one. Okay, this will be the last step of the video. So our ChatGPT it's just taken the article, it's reading the article, it's now creating a social media post for LinkedIn based on that article. Gone and then added it to the database here. What we didn't do was add the URL in at the same time. So I'll cheat and add that in there. Need to fill that URL. Yeah, we did. I think we just need to refresh the fields here probably. The URL. Set this variable anyway. I mean, it would normally come through on the webhook, so it would be there. Let's just set a variable so that we've got it somewhere that we can go and grab it. We will do an end-to-end. So it's a article URL. It's that. And then we create a record. Where's the URL gone? It's because we didn't save it, I think. The URL will be, let's call URL. Save that. Okay, let's run it again. Drum roll. I'm just checking buff here. So get it's done in the last 15 minutes here away. ChatGPT is taking a while. It's taking a very long while. I wonder why it's taking so long here. I haven't changed anything here, so this should be okay, I think. Tempted to stop it, run it again. Something funny's happened. Okay, stop that. Save. Make sure we're all good. It should work. Let's go. There you go. That's better. Okay, so now we've got the URL of the article. Obviously, that would come from the webhook. We've just set the variable. Set up the next time is 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're not checking that the date's in the future yet, but that's something easily to put in. But what we'll do is we'll mark this as approved. We're happy that that's approved. That's okay to post, and then I will run this. That should be now posted on LinkedIn, and we've updated the database to say it's published, and it was published at 4:32 on the 26th of September. So now if I go to my LinkedIn, go here, we have the post that's been published and a link to the article. So we just need to add the image in there, as I say. That's something else that I need to do. We'll go and grab the image from the post. So I use the same post image, create an image only once, insert it into the post, but also into the social media as well. Okay. I don't mind keeping that on my LinkedIn. It's fine. Actually, probably should have gone to the Crypto Eagle rather than my own, because Crypto Eagle does have its own social media channel as well, or LinkedIn page, but that's fine. We'll go and delete that. But we're all good. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you taking the time to give this a try. I will stop the screen sharing now. But this is just a taste of like some of the stuff that we do in the AI automations community. If you're interested in joining that and getting hold of all of the automations that are available that I kind of create and set up, then you can go ahead and do that here. We've got a blueprint library. We've got all of the automations in here. We've got little pictures which show what the automations are and what they do. You can go ahead and download them. So there's a whole bunch of different automations in here with a description that I've recorded for each of those, so you can kind of jump up and like get it working. But we're going to be adding to like these loads more to these over time. We've got the AI agent prompts. So here's like the social media assistants that I mentioned, prompts for creating AI art. So this is the different, this is the text I've used to create the LinkedIn, and this is like a whole bunch of examples within the crypto industry in this example, of ones that I like that you can kind of train itself on. And yeah, so the community is brand new. Just opened it up yesterday. Got one member already, and so we're just going to make this a really good community with lots going on. We have every week we have a number of different sessions. We have a Q&A. If you're stuck, we've got a automation video premiere, which would be a walkthrough of how to create a particular automation. Co-working sessions. So if you're working on your stuff and you want to work with other people, you can just be there and essentially be like being in an office environment, being there with somebody. This one's more of a socials coffee hour. So we'll spend an hour with each other, just chatting rather than kind of working. This is together, build together live stream. This is weekly. I have an onboarding for new members every Monday. And this will probably go weekly, but at the moment I've got it set for monthly, which is an AI automation masterclass. So it's more like a training kind of session. In the classroom, we also have the Automation Academy, where I've created a whole load of course material for Make in here. And I'm just going to be adding to this kind of every single week as well. At the moment, it's pretty cheap. So the sooner you sign up, the cheaper it is. So right now, it's only $9 per month for the first 10 members, but it scales up from there as the community grows and we have more automations in there and more stuff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that just goes on or will go on just for the community. Yeah, if you're interested, go ahead and sign up there. So thanks once again for coming along. Hope that was interesting. I'm going to carry on building that. I may share like where I got to in the next live stream, but it will be adding to that or kind of creating something brand new from scratch as well. Thanks once again, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, well, by the way, I guess I should mention that I've got a weekly live stream written in the calendar here. I'm going to have some live streams that are just for the community, but also I'm just going to go live whenever I'm working on something that's interesting. It doesn't slow me down. I'm just talking out loud what I'm doing at the time, like I did today. Yeah, if you're interested, then keep a watch out. I'll try and schedule it ahead of time so that it kind of appears in your feed and you know when it's coming up. But otherwise, I'll just be logging on and live streaming whenever I'm doing something interesting. So thanks once again, and well, I'll catch you next time.